I don't know what they were thinking. Hello everyone and happy almost New Year. Now I think I'm speaking on behalf of pretty much everyone by saying that this year, as well as the last year, and possibly even the year before, it's just been pretty crap. It's just been a really rough couple of years. For various reasons, there's been lots going on in the world and it hasn't been a particularly happy place. I'm definitely sure that I'm not the only one who thinks that. However, fear not, because crafts are here to save the day. So to start the year 2022 off with the right kind of note, I'm going to be making some crafts that encourage positivity, and these are all from a little blog by handmadecharlotte.com, and I've hand selected a few of these crafts that are supposed to make me feel better than I'm already feeling, and I'm going to decide after each of these crafts whether it has made me feel enlightened or whether I still feel like a massive bag of crap. Come on, handmadecharlotte.com, I need some positivity. Okay, so for the first craft project, I'm going to be trying a shooting star door hanger, and it says this cutie shooting star is the perfect way to use up fabric scraps, all while making unique decor for your kids' room. Don't forget to make a wish. I don't have any children, and also a lot of these crafts are clearly catered towards children, so I can already tell that these aren't going to make me feel particularly positive. But I'm going to keep an open mind and we'll go from there. Right, so I've got some old scrap fabric here, and I think I'll just draw my design first. I don't think my shooting star looks very good, but well. Okay, that kind of looks fun, doesn't it? That's a nice shape. I feel like it kind of looks like a shooting star, doesn't it? A little bit. I was going to stitch this, but I might hot glue it. No, I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to put some effort in. So, I'll draw around this and cut another one out. I don't think it matters if it's perfect, does it? I should have really cut a template out in paper and then done it that way, but I didn't think of that, did I? Alright, snip this one out as well. Okay, 2 shooting stars. Lovely. They're kind of the same shape. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now I need to attempt to sew this together. This feels very ambitious. It won't be to many other people, but it is to me. See if I make a pig's ear of it. I have to remember to make one side not stitched because I'm going to stuff it.
I leave a little bit coming out of the back, not too much.
Because I will forget. I should have really just hot glued it thinking about it, but never mind. And I am aware I haven't hemmed this fabric or anything like that, so it's going to look very rough around the edges. Okay, I've got kind of this side done, and I've got this bit open, and I'm going to stuff it, and then I'm going to finish it off with the hot glue gun because I'm just so over stitching it. What could have taken about 5 minutes with a hot glue gun has taken me 25 minutes hand sewing it. Just such a waste of time. Why do people sew for? That's why they invented hot glue. And hopefully my stuffing won't rip apart all my stitching because I haven't sewed it very well at all. It's quite a narrow shape too, like the star points. Don't think I'm going to get much stuffing up there. I think I'll just have to leave them flappy. Ah, so much easier. I should have done this from the beginning. Me thinking I'm a textile expert when I'm not. I feel like that looks like a shooting star. It's looking okay. It's not looking as bad as I thought it was going to look. Okay, now it needs a face. So I've got some bits of felt here. Let's cut some shapes out. I don't understand why they've put like random circles of colour on their shooting star. I find that a bit strange. Okay, let's stick your eyes on. I'll give it some red cheeks because I don't have any pink. Right, I'm going to do a pom-pom for its nose. I think that'll look good. And then obviously they stitched their smile on, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to draw mine on. Oh, I've just realised my second camera's gone off, so I don't think you've seen anything of what I've done. What's happened there? Okay, I don't know how much of that you actually saw, but I've just made some eyes, some cheeks, and a pom-pom nose, and now I'm going to draw the smile on. My second camera's been playing up recently, I don't know why. I have to keep an eye on it, but it's hard to obviously watch that and do what I'm doing at the same time. Hopefully it sorts itself out. Right, back to it. So draw its face on. Make it nice and smiley. It wants to be very, very happy. Positive vibes only. And then it has a bit of ribbon. Where's the end of this ribbon at? I might just hot glue the ribbon on. Okay, and there we have it, my shooting star door hanger. I don't think that looks too bad. I'm actually quite surprised, considering I half sewed this. It could have looked a lot worse. But how has it made me feel? Has this enlightened us? Well, my verdict is... whenever I'm around you, baby, you make me feel so yeah, it has enlightened us. I've enjoyed it. I don't mind it. Obviously, it's catered more towards children, but it didn't go disastrously wrong, so I'm calling it a win. It's made me feel happy. It's kind of cheered us up. I'll wish upon my star, but obviously I can't do it out loud because then it won't come true, so I'll do that later. Okay, so the next positive craft idea are some printable inspirational banners, and it says that this cheerful banner is ready in seconds and can be customized with whatever message you like. Download the free designs, print them out and assemble. Voila. So I've downloaded the printable designs out, and it's just a matter of assembling them really. So this one should be quite an easy one, which I appreciate. I think I'm just gonna make the one, so we'll go for this one. Cut their template out. Just want to hole punch where their little holes are. And I'm just gonna glue it onto some harder card, just to give it a little bit more structure. I just thought I should have got my Pritt stick. I don't know why I'm using a hot glue gun for. Never mind. Okay, and cut you out again. And hole puncher again. Okay, so their inspirational messages are be kind, shine bright, dream big,
Yay!
be beautiful, be bold, you can do it. Now which one speaks to me the most? I don't think any of them do. We'll go for be beautiful since that's the one in their image. Okay, and they've got these little characters and leaves and stuff. And unfortunately, as you can see, my printer is absolutely dreadful. So the quality isn't the best, but I'm just gonna make do with what I've got. It's weird as well because obviously this sign says be beautiful. And I was at work the other day and this trainee nurse guy came in to obviously where I was working, and he said to me that I was very handsome. And he you know, he's like this cute kind of geeky ginger guy, which I like kind of like a geeky kind of person. But obviously I don't take compliments very well, so my response was something like, "Ah." It was unusual. I'm not used to getting compliments. It was very strange. I'm also not sure whether he was just being very friendly or whether he was flirting with us or not. I don't know. I struggle to read them kind of signals. They go over my head, and you just basically have to be very direct with us if you want something, because I will not take a hint at all. But that cheered me up, you know. That made me very happy that day and very positive. It was very nice. But yeah, compliments I just struggle so much with. They just make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I also think that's a very British thing. I think Americans love to be complimented, but British people, if you compliment a British person, they'll be like, what happened? What's wrong? What's going on? Why are you saying this to us? Unless that's not the British way and that's just my way. I don't know. Okay, and then I just finish with a bit of twine. And there we have it, an inspirational banner that says, be beautiful. Now, has this enlightened me, or do I feel like a bag of crap?
Whenever I'm around you, baby, you make me feel so alive.
Yeah, it's actually made us feel quite good. It's made us feel very happy. It's a very easy little cut and stick kind of day, and I think it's quite cute, I'm not gonna lie. It's just simple and a little bit cheesy and a little bit naff, but I'm having one of those days where I'm just obviously into that. Moving on to the next positive craft idea, and it's this Cosmic Fortune Given Dream Jar. And I know what you're thinking, it looks absolutely awful, and you would be right, it looks horrendous. I don't know what they were thinking. It just looks an absolute mess, but I'm going to try and make mine look exactly like theirs and make mine look really ugly too. But it says that fortune cookies are the best, so why not make some out of paper and fill a whole jar with them and other positive affirmations and wishes. It doesn't hurt that decorating the jar is a super fun project to work on too. I'm hoping a child has decorated that jar because it is just so ugly. Anyway, I've got my jar here and I'll start with the lid. So they've decorated the top with some just random strips of tape, which doesn't look good at all. I know theirs is pink, but I didn't have any pink. I'm just going to use some blue. Okay, so we have the top of the jar decorated. And now apparently, when they decorated their jar, they put some crayons in a microwave and then just kind of slopped it on the jar. And I can't be asked to go downstairs and use the microwave, so I'm just going to use a lighter and just melt some random candles all over this jar and just see what happens really. At the end of the day, I can't make it look any worse than what they've done, can I? I don't know why they used crayons for. They could have just painted it. This is going to take ages. Shall I microwave it? Because this is going to take forever. You know what? I'm just going to shove these crayons into here and we'll just microwave them up and see what happens. Okay, well honestly, microwaving crayons was just a complete waste of time. I had these in for about 5 minutes and it barely melted them. I'm not doing it with the crayons, I don't care. I'm just gonna wrap mine in tape. And to be fair, it's gonna look better like this anyway, isn't it? I would obviously paint it, but I don't have time for the paint to dry. Okay, a mystery jar. So much bloody easier just to use tape. And they do have this little instruction thing on their site about how to make paper fortune cookies. And I was gonna make some, but the chew-on I've had with them crayons, I'm not making them anymore. But I've got some little fortunes here. I'm gonna put them in my jar and then I'm gonna see what my fortunes are gonna be for this year. Let's see what's gonna happen to us. I will not get hit by a bus tomorrow. That's some positive thinking, that's great. I'm so happy I won't get hit by a bus tomorrow. What other one can I get? Oh, this one's a big one. If you eat something and nobody sees you eat it, it has no calories. I think that's some very positive advice. I think that's great. Everyone should eat in secret. Let's have a look at another one. An old love will come back to you. And if I'm honest, I don't want any of my old loves to come back to me because they're exes for a reason. The majority of my exes cheated on me and I never want to see their horrible faces ever again. So I do not like this one. I do not want any of my exes to ever come back into my life. They can be dead for all I care. And what's the last one? I might sleep well tonight. Oh, that's a good one actually. As you get older, you struggle sleeping, so a good night's sleep would be really appreciated. Okay, so what's my verdict on this Cosmic Fortune Given Dream Jar?
Babe, I need to go. Don't cry.
Yes, it hasn't brought me any positivity at all. It's brought me a little bit, but not a lot. And mainly because of the chew-on I had with them stupid crayons and melting them. And the way they've done it, it's just not a good idea. It's really bothered us a lot actually, so no. You've made me feel like a bag of crap. Thank you so much. Okay, so the next positive craft idea are these glittery good luck charms. And it says these glittery inspired good luck charms sure look magical, don't you think? Make your own luck and craft some of these glittery charms to use as keychains, brooches, or even necklaces. Not feeling great about this one already. So earlier in the week, I got some coloured air drying clay and rolled that out into, obviously, a flat shape, and then used a cookie cutter to stamp out a different kind of shape. I'm not sure what happened with this one, but it went wrong for some reason. But once I was finally done with that, I just set them to one side for them to dry. And the next day, I just popped some holes in them and painted them with some glittery glue. Okay, so all three of these are dry and set, and now I'm just going to attach some pipe cleaners. Okay, so here's my finished glittery, what are they called? Glittery good luck charms, and they don't look very good, do they? So I think you know what my verdict's gonna be, but this is what my verdict is.
Babe, I need to go. Don't cry.
And yes, they didn't bring me any joy at all or any positivity. In their defense, I think theirs look a lot better than mine do, but I don't like them. I don't like them at all. Chuck them in the bin. Hated that. Okay, so moving on to the next positive craft idea, and it's these DIY painted glasses. And it says that adding a handmade touch to plain glassware is so easy with paint. Kids can get creative and paint any designs they like. What about adults? Can we not do it too? Or be inspired by the thought of looking at the glass as half full, like we did here. And I think I've mentioned this before, that I can't stand the saying a glass is half empty, a glass is half full, when the glass doesn't exist. But the funny thing is here, they've done a physical representation of the glass. So the glass is actually here. Don't know whether I'm still on board with it, but I'm gonna give it a go. So I'm just gonna use a marker for this rather than hand painting it because that'll be more difficult. It's obviously a very easy thing to do. Do I have to write half full? Can I not write half empty? I want my glass to be half empty. I'll go half full because it's all about positivity. Let's just see what it's like drinking out of a glass that's half full. Tastes so much better when your glass is half full. I should have cleaned this glass before I put drink in it. It's got bits in it. So what do I think of this very simple positive message glass thing?
Babe, I need to go. Don't cry.
And the main reason is just because I can't stand that saying. It's just the most irritating saying that someone has ever invented in the planet of inventing things. And that came out completely wrong, but I don't care. Pissed me off, actually. It's put me in a really bad mood, so 2022's off to a terrible start. Alright, so it's time for another positive, or hopefully positive, craft idea. And it's these kindness ribbons. So it says, download these free printable centers and craft a whole bunch of kindness ribbons. Use whatever ribbon, trim, and fixings you have on hand. Crafting these will be fun, but we're pretty sure that giving them away is even better. I don't want to give them away. If I'm putting all my hard work and time into it, I don't want to give them away. I want to keep them for myself, because that's what being kind is all about. Being selfish. So I've printed their little template things off, and on their site it actually does say how to make these actual ribbon things with obviously fabrics and this and that, and it's a lot of steps and a lot of work. And I thought, because obviously I want to be happy today, I would just cheat. So I just bought some that were already pre-made. And to be fair, this probably cost me less money to buy them pre-made, and it's obviously going to save me a ton of time just to stick the center onto these and call it a day. And after the past couple of crafts I've had, I need something good. So on here I've got, this ribbon isn't big enough to tell you how cool you are. You are an absolute gem. Kind hearts always win. You are a clever one. Awesome human award. Being kind makes you cool. Thank you for being exactly who you are. Oh, I'm not going to change for anyone. Well, I definitely think I want the you are a clever one, because I find that hilarious. I think I want awesome human award too. So I'm just going to hot glue these into the center of here, and it's just a nice easy little craft thing, isn't it? Easy peasy. Took me a couple of minutes. Right, let's pin these on, see how I feel about them. Oh, that's nice. I'm a clever one, and I've won an award for being an awesome human. But has this craft enlightened me, or has it made me feel like a bag of crap?
Whenever I'm around you, baby, you make me feel so alive.
Yeah, it definitely made us feel quite nice and quite special and quite happy. I don't win a lot of awards. In fact, I don't think I've ever won an award in my life, so it's nice to make your own and make yourself feel just a little bit special. Okay, so moving on to the next positive craft idea, and it's these pipe cleaner crystals. Now, I kind of like the concept of crystals. I don't think I fully believe in crystals or the energy they produce or anything like that. And the fact that these are going to be made out of pipe cleaners, I think everyone's going to know what my verdict is going to be on this one, but I might make them and feel very positive about it. It says that some people believe that crystals can change the energy of a room and create positive vibes and positivity, so why not embrace that with these DIY pipe cleaner sculptures of gems and crystals? Make as many as you like and display them around your home. Imagine if you walked into someone's home and they had some of these just dotted around the place. You'd walk straight back out, wouldn't you? But let's give it a go. I might be converted. Okay, so I've got a bunch of pipe cleaners here. I'm only going to make one. I'm not going to make a collection of them. We'll go for blue. So I think we just basically mold it. They do actually give you full instructions on here as to how to make things, but I haven't really been paying that much attention to them. I do a little bit sometimes if I get stuck. I think even if I make this pipe cleaner crystal perfectly well, it's going to have a very similar effect as if I didn't. But if you do want full instructions on how to make any of these crafts for whatever reason, then obviously head over to handmadecharlotte.com. This video is definitely not sponsored by that person's blog. Okay, there's my crystal. Kinda looks a little bit like a Christmas tree. But I'm feeling the good vibes from this. I'm feeling the energy. The room's definitely gotten brighter and more exciting and positive. So what is my verdict on these pipe cleaner crystals?
Then I need to go, don't cry.
Yes, they do not bring me any joy. They do not do absolutely anything for us. I think they're just an absolutely awful idea. I don't mind crystals themselves, but pipe cleaner crystals, you're taking the piss. Okay, so it's time for the final positive craft idea, and hopefully we'll end up on a high. So we're going to be making this rainbow scrape art, and it says that this paint scraping technique is so much fun to experiment with, and using rainbow colours makes it all the better. Have fun with this process, and if you want to make some easy art to display, use the technique to spell out a positive message. Okay, so in their actual blog post, they used like a toothpick or an earbud thing and just dotted some little dots of paint on, and then they just used a piece of card to scrape it down. Oh, that worked quite well. The pink and the green didn't. I didn't put enough paint on. Okay, well, spell out love like what they've done. This is such a long technique to do something. Okay, well, there's mine. And obviously mine looks a little bit more... It looks rough compared to theirs. It's quite a hard technique, actually, to scrape it all. I think you would have to clean your scraper and then use it and go in and... It would just take so long. I'm struggling with this one though. Do I like it or do I not? I kind of like the technique and I like how experimental it is. Okay, so my verdict is...
Whenever I'm around you, baby, you make me feel so alive.
Yes, I'm going to end with a high. I think it's quite a fun little idea. It just might take you a little bit of time to perfect it. And you could do something different than spelling out love. I think I would be happier spelling out something completely different to that. Compared to the other crafts they've suggested, this one is a okay idea. Well, that just about does it for today's video of making positive craft ideas. And it's been a literal mixed bag. We've had 50% that have been positive and 50% that have put me in a crappy mood. But let me know what your thoughts are on these crafts down below. If anyone says the pipe cleaner crystals are a positive idea, then just get out. Just leave. But hopefully 2022 is going to be a just fantastic year for everyone. Fingers crossed. But anyway, I will literally see you in the new year. 2022, crazy times. And hopefully we're all just starting it with a nice big hangover. It's the best way to start New Year's. It's great.